Hi, I'm Nick Nanton, and welcome to America's Premier Experts, the one and only place where we bring the top experts in the world directly to you. And today I have just one of those experts here with me, Miss Lynn Leach. Lynn, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I appreciate being here.
Well, it's great to have you. And obviously, you and I have hung out quite a bit. I know a lot about you, but our viewers don't. So why don't we let our viewers in a little bit into what exactly it is that you do?
Well, thanks so much. I actually am in network marketing, and I am in a company called Q International, is my primary, and I teach people how to set up their own home-based businesses and to really get a nice solid foundation so that they can make their business a success.
Well, that's great, and it's great to always give back when you've had such great success, so I commend you on that. Now, there must be a mission behind why you decided to do that, or kind of some sort of vision. Tell me about that.
Absolutely. Well, I've been in the business for 44 years, and I noticed that there was a trend where people were coming into the business and they weren't having a lot of success with it, and what was happening was they were dropping off. So they'd be in the business, make an investment, work it for maybe 2, 3, 4 months, and then they'd fall off like flies. And I thought about that, and the attrition ratio just, really bothered me. And so I kind of analyzed it, and I came to the conclusion that people just did not have a plan of action, a solid plan of action. And anytime you have a business that opens up, they always have a plan of action. They always have a business plan. And the second thing I noticed was that people came in and they had these hopes and dreams and desires to really make something with their business, but no one ever took the time to really teach them how to go about marketing it. And it was that marketing end of it, the planning and the marketing end of it, that really motivated me to put together all of my training and experience over the decades so that I could help people really form that solid foundational base necessary to build a good business.
Well, that all makes sense, I'm sure, to everyone watching. Now, let's talk a little bit about that plan of action. Let's dig in a little bit, and let's talk maybe the first 5, 6, whatever steps that someone needs to look at.
Well, Nick, you know that when you have a business that you want to start, it's necessary to have that plan, to know where you're going to go, that roadmap, so that you know where you're going to go. So the first thing that you need to do is really decide, how many hours you have to work, and put those down on a paper. Do it on a planner so that you know where you can fit your business in according to your other commitments and priorities. And then second, you need to take a look at your budget. And some people have some marketing dollars that they can work with. Some people have a little, some people have a lot, some people don't have any. This is a business that really, a home-based business is something that anyone can really fit into their budget. If you don't have the dollars to work with, you just have to put more time into it. It's going to take you a little longer to build, but it can still be done, okay? Then you take a look at what your talents and skills are. We're all born with talents, okay, and then they vary. And then we also all have different experiences, so we have different skill sets, and one of the things, talents you're born with, skills you can learn. So you can learn how to do anything, okay? And then you want to take a look at your work preferences. And everybody's different, again. And some people like to work on the computer. Other people don't even have a computer. Some people like to work on the telephone. Other people are scared to death of working on the phone. Some people like to work face-to-face. And then other people like to do communications through mailing. Direct mail is huge. There are literally thousands of ways to market a product or a service. And so what I like to do is discover where your comfort zone is, what your work preferences are, how you want to work, so that it tucks in, fits nicely into your lifestyle. And then what that means is that now you're going to be comfortable with your business. I've heard people say, oh, you have to step outside of your comfort zone. Well, that makes no sense to me, because, if you're not comfortable doing something and I force you to do something as a new business owner that you're not comfortable with doing, you're not going to do it. And if you don't do it, then you're not going to make any money. And if you don't make any money, you're not going to stay in the business. So now I've wasted your time, plus I've wasted my time. So that never made any sense to me, to have people step outside of their comfort zone. Leaders, yes, you want to stretch leaders, but new people starting out, you want to have them comfortable and working within, the work preferences that they are accustomed to and that they would feel comfortable with. Then after you put all of that together, then what you want to do is you want to start educating yourself about your business. You want to educate yourself about your products, whatever you're going to be, setting your business up with. And you want to make sure that you know everything about your company, everything about the owners of your company, the management team, the products, the compensation plan, so that you can represent yourself well in the business. And then you want to pick out your marketing strategies. And again, there are thousands of ways to market. So whatever you're comfortable with, I like to tell people pick a handful, maybe 1 to 5 different ways, okay? Because you don't want to put all of your eggs in one basket. And then what I do is, I'm a retired pastor, so teaching is my gifting, marketing is my specialty. And so what I do is I begin to teach you those marketing strategies that you've selected. And we do one at a time so that you don't become overwhelmed. And so then you have a nice strong base, a strong foundation from which to build your business with.
Makes lots of sense. Now, I'm sure you've helped lots of business owners, but maybe do you have a quick story you want to share with us about one of your favorites?
Yeah, I had a gal out in Baltimore. She was married, and her and her husband both worked. She worked as a full-time secretary for a church. By the time they got home, they had 2 small babies under the age of 3.
Wow.
They had to fix dinner. They had to clean up. They had to spend some time with the children. By the time they got the children in bed, it was like 9 o'clock at night. And so that's the time that they had to spend building their business. And they're thinking, I can't possibly build a business like this. And I said, no, that's not true. Because let's take a look at what your marketing strategies are going to be. They wanted to work the telephone system. And so they thought, well, we won't be able to call anybody because it's after 9 o'clock. And of course, they have those do not call lists that you have to abide by those rules. And so I said, no, not necessarily. What we can do is we can buy area code specific lead lists, and you can call the West Coast, Alaska, Hawaii, so you can actually stretch your hours that you can work. And so they were able to determine that they were going to work from 9 o'clock in the evening until 10:30, Monday through Friday, and then they could spend a couple of hours on Saturday. They were tied up all Sunday. So that fit into their lifestyle. They were comfortable with it. So all I needed to do was teach them how to work the scripting and how to do the phone calling, and they were good to go. So and they were very happy with that.
It's great. It's just knowing how to move the boundaries based on
Exactly.
what you can do while staying within your comfort zone, as you said. So that's great. Well, cool. I'm sure a lot of people after hearing that are going to want to say, Lynn, I need your help. So how can they reach out and say that to you?
Mentorwithlynn.com.
Mentorwithlynn.com. Easy enough. We'll put it up on the bottom of the screen. People can reach out to you there. I'm sure they can find lots of great content. And I really appreciate you coming on the show with me.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate being here.